Hey there, everybody. You can call me Sire, and today I'm going to review Mission Impossible: Rogue Nation. Let me just start off right off the bat. Good fucking job, Mission Impossible. I loved that movie. I loved almost every second of it. It was great. It was funny. It was action. It was so suspenseful. The acting was good. It was just great all around. I have very few complaints. Now, the truth is, I don't really care for spy movies most of the time because usually they either tend to be too bleak or they're just normal, but they don't really do anything with the spare time they have. But despite the fact that I feel that way about most spy movies, I never really felt that way about Mission Impossible because they're just so good at taking serious, taking funny, and just putting it together like they've always belonged that way, like they always should have been that way. During the serious moments, there's always a joke here and there, but they're just so perfectly executed and placed throughout that you just think, oh, I could actually see somebody reacting that way to that specific moment, and it's just excellent. I always come out of a Mission Impossible movie thinking, oh, I can take it seriously, but not so seriously that I don't have a lot of fun watching it. And that's how you should. That's how I feel that you should feel coming out of any movie. Well, maybe not any movie. I mean, I wouldn't really come out of Fault in Our Stars. No, yeah, that was sad. I wouldn't. If you're laughing coming out of a Fault in Our Stars movie, you might have issues. Another issue I have with your typical super serious spy movie is that there's always one or two times in the movie where nothing's really happening. For example, in James Bond, I love it as much as the next guy, but there's always one or two moments in almost every movie where nothing's happening and I just get so bored. The only thing that they're showing is James seductively glancing at the camera or the female lead, and I'm just like, that's not entertaining. Please, at least explain something. Oh God, I'm just bored to tears. And then they usually make up for it later with an awesome action scene or something or some huge twist, but nonetheless, I always feel like that at least one point in those types of movies. But in Mission Impossible, they're really good at taking those empty spaces and filling it with something, be it a joke or whatever, and I'm just never bored watching one. And just to prove my point, let me give you a story about how I went into the theater feeling. It'd been about 48 hours, give or take a couple hours, since I had slept. I was having a horrible day. Both my video editors weren't working. One of them deleted all of my files. Still don't know why. Still don't know how. And I was just feeling awful. I was having just the worst day in a long time. But I went to that movie. I had so much fun. Simon Pegg was great. Tom Cruise was great. The female lead was great. I have no idea what her name is. I'll look it up later. Jeremy Renner was great. It was just all around just a lot of fun. The serious moments were great too. And oh my God, Mission Impossible is so good at suspense. See, I'm the type of person who's seen so many movies, nothing really surprises me. I could usually predict everything without too much issues. But even though I know how something will end, Mission Impossible is one of the few movies that actually makes my heart beat with out of the suspense. I'm just like, oh my God, is he gonna be okay? I mean, of course he's gonna be okay, but why do I feel like he might not be okay? What's going on? I'm so confused. But and they just do it so well. Oh my God, that's underwater scene was amazing. It. I know Mission Impossible is already pretty famous for how good they are at suspense, but it was so suspenseful. It was so perfectly done, just flawless. The acting was all really good. Simon Pegg did good, even though he's mostly a comedy actor. He was hilarious, but he also had the serious scenes where I honestly believed him for a moment. But the star actress in that movie, I'd have to give it to the female lead, whose name I admittedly just looked up, Rebecca Ferguson. She was phenomenal. I'm not usually one. You can probably tell from my other reviews, but I don't really focus on the acting too much as long as everything else is fine. But she's one of those actresses where she did so good that I have to acknowledge it. She did a great job. She was the I really feel, my personal opinion, she did the best out of everybody in that movie. I believed every word she said. I'm convinced that she's a double agent now. I really am. I really felt the story was great too. they every time there was something I was like, that's a bit of a plot hole. Doesn't really make any sense. They almost immediately went back to that moment and were like, haha, you thought you caught us there, didn't you? You thought you got us, but you didn't. Explanation for you. And they covered it up pretty well. I thought it was good. But this is where my one complaint in the with the movie is it's a Mission Impossible movie, but just like every other Mission Impossible movie, it's basically the exact same story. Nothing is really that particularly different from the rest of the Mission Impossible movies. It did the same formula, pretty much the exact same way. But that being said, it's also probably my favorite Mission Impossible movie now. So even though it didn't really change anything, there's nothing really new in this movie. Great fucking job. It's a great movie. I'm not tired of this formula like I thought I was. I really liked it. They did a great job. It was serious. The serious moments were great. It was funny too, but not too funny, so the serious moments were overshadowed. It was just overall a good movie. I don't really have anything else that I think needs to be said for the sake of this review. So in summary, if you liked the former Mission Impossible movies, you'll love this one. It follows the same general formula, but it does it in a really cool and interesting way. You never get tired of it. It's still great. On that note, peace out.